Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Spark. Hope you're doing fantastic on today. This is Coach David coming at you on another great day. I hope that your day is off to a great start and that you are moving forward in the things that that makes your life what it is. But don't get wrapped up in past defeats or anything like that. Look forward to the future, because I'm telling you right now, the best is yet to come. All right. So if you remember on last week, or if you were with us on last week, you remember we began to talk about this thing about self-doubt. We call the series I Doubt It. And really what we were doing, we were looking at understanding, undermining, and overcoming, excuse me, self-doubt. Well, today I'm going to go a little bit further with that, but I'm going to kind of go in a different direction, but at the same time, it lends to this. If you remember, I talked about there were some areas that caused us to doubt ourselves. The imposter syndrome was one of them. But one of the key ones that I really talked about when we start talking about self-doubt was an improper self-image. We said that that was self-sabotage, not seeing yourself as the valuable person that you are, or how we see ourselves in the way we think others see us. That's what I'm trying to say. And we began to understand that anytime we start doubting ourselves, that we have an improper self-image. And that's something that we needed to work on, because we found out that our doubts are traitors and they make us lose the good we might win, simply because we failed to attempt, because of the fear of it all. So I want to talk about self-image on today, and I hope that's okay, because when you don't see yourself as a valuable person, you won't do certain things. Now, I want to share something with you right off the cuff that I think is going to help you. You need to understand that you perform at the level of your self-image. How you see yourself has a direct correlation to how you perform. Let me see if I can give you an example to help paint a picture for you. Let's say, for instance, I don't see myself as a great basketball player. So because of that, I will not be a great basketball player. Why? Because I don't see myself like that. And therefore, my performance in the way I see myself is exactly the same. That's anything in life. The way you see yourself is going to be the way you perform. I oftentimes, with my students, when I'm talking to them and coaching them a little bit, I'll ask them, what is your favorite subject in school? And they'll share with me, it may be math. They're like, oh, math is my favorite subject. I say, okay, well, what's your grade in math? And they will be like, oh, I got an A in math. I say, okay, well, what's your least favorite subject? What is the subject that you don't like? What is the subject that, you struggle with? And they'll be like, oh, it may be history or it may be English. And I'll be like, okay, what's your grade in that subject? Oh, it's a C or it's a D, but it's not the same as the subject that you enjoy the most. Why? Because you see yourself enjoying math. You see yourself engaged in math. And consequently, because of that, you do very well in that subject. You don't see yourself engaged in English. You don't like it. You don't do well at it. And consequently, you don't do well at it because that's the way you see yourself. Self-image has a lot to do with that. And what we got to understand is, no matter how hard we work, no matter how much we go at it, if we don't see ourselves performing well, then we're not going to perform well at that. And I will even go even further to say this right here. Many times what happens is that we hit the boundaries of how we see ourselves. So I'm going to talk to you about high level, low level performance, and what I call the acceptable range of performance, what I call your comfort zone. So now, let's say, for instance, I go back to myself as a basketball player. Let's say, for instance, I actually go out and I start playing basketball, and man, I'm hitting jump shots. I'm doing all these kind of moves. I mean, I'm behind the back and everything else. Well, because my self-image is such that I don't see myself as a great basketball player, my self-image will automatically pull me back down, because this is where I'm supposed to be. Now, likewise, if I go into the gym and I'm not hitting a single shot because I can't hit a shot every now and then. I'm not hitting any shots and I'm not doing anything right. I have no handle, whatever the case may be. I can't dribble the ball. My self-image will pull me up. And in between the high level and the low level is where I will remain. That is called my comfort zone. And so your self-image is the key to your best life. So I want to share a couple things with you. If you are not getting the results you desire from your life, from your work, from your family, from whatever it is, work on your self-image. That's right. If you're not getting the results you desire, it can be nothing but your self-image. If you're coming up short in any area of life, this is proof that your self-image needs to be improved. Whatever you want to improve on, improve your self-image first. Your self-image, listen to this, your self-image is dictating the limits of your achievement and the pursuit of your goals. That's exactly right. And because of that, what you have to understand is that I got to work on my self-image. You can work as hard as you want. You can do all the practicing you want. You can go round and round in circles with yourself. But until you see yourself on the canvas of your imagination performing at a better level, nothing is going to improve. And I'm going to put this caveat. It may improve for a season, but because of where your self-image is, it's going to pull it right back down into the comfort zone. When you start performing really well, you'll be like, whoa, what's going on here? I've never hit three-pointers in a row. And it'll pull you back down. So you'll miss that fourth one and everything because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be hitting 3 and 4 and 5 self-pointers in a row. And then if you shoot the jump shot, a 15-foot jump shot, and you miss that continually, now I normally hit that shot, your self-image is going to pull you up and you're going to start making those shots. So what you have to understand is that your self-image is dictating the limits of your achievement. And all you got to do is work on your self-image. Now, where does your self-image come from? Because that should be something that should be addressed here so that we can understand this is what self-image is. Here's where it is derived from. Your self-image is the sum of your past experiences. And I want to emphasize the word experiences. It is the sum of your success and your failures, your triumphs and your defeats. And it's also the experience of how you've dealt with and how other people have dealt with you. Now, I want to emphasize the word experience because here's what happens. Our conscious mind is there working and giving us moment to moment play. But what we get an experience from every decision of the conscious mind. And depending upon what that experience is, it is planted in the subconscious mind and the self-image. And the self-image holds on to that. And when that thing comes up again, the self-image says, okay, we've been here before. We know that we're not supposed to be shooting five 3-pointers in a row. So let me pull you back down to 1 or 2. Or in the 15-foot jump shot, your self-image says, now you're supposed to make that shot. So let me pull you up. So your self-image is derived from all of those experiences. Now that's good news. That's good news. Why? Why is that good news? Because you can improve your self-image. Yes, you can. You can improve it. And not only can you improve it, you can expand your self-image. Now, this is a real deep subject from the standpoint of there's many pieces to it. And we're going to take our time over the next few weeks and we're going to work with this because I just believe that if you will improve your self-image, the way you see yourself, if you'll prove that, things around you will start changing. You've heard me say this before. Change is not change until you have changed. But watch this right here. If you change the way you look at things, things that you see will change. So we have to work on changing our self-image, and only you can do it. No one else can do it for you. Your coach may love you, your spouse may love you, all these people may want the best for you, but until you make a decision that I'm going to change, I'm going to improve my self-image, Nothing is going to change. So I want to give you just two things as I kind of wrap this up that I want to help you with, that I believe that if you start with these two things, and I'm going to give you more, if you start with these two things, you're going to be better off. The first one is make friends with yourself. I'm going to say that again. Make friends with yourself. Now, listen closely. A lot of us, we are our own worst critic. We are harder on ourselves than anybody else. And we spend more times with ourselves than anybody else. And so consequently, when we have something that, we don't like, or it doesn't look good, or it didn't feel good, we will beat ourselves up. And watch this. You as a parent would not allow anybody to tell your child that they're not the best, but yet and still as a parent, you tell yourself you're not the best. You've got to work on, just making friends with yourself. Now, I'm not talking about this. Watch this. Go in the mirror and look in the mirror, and you will see certain features and everything. And you may not like the way your nose looks. You may not like the way your eyes are. You may not like the way your hair is, whatever the case may be. And that's surface stuff that you may not like. And you may be beating yourself up about that. We're going to work on that too. But you may look in the mirror and you may like everything about yourself that you see in the mirror. And that's great that you do. But I want to peel that layer back just a little bit, because internally there are some things that you cannot see, physically, that you don't like about yourself. And consequently, you beat yourself up about it. You have got to learn to relax and make friends with yourself, because here's the truth. The truth of the matter is, those are the experiences that you are going through, and you replay those experiences over and over and over and over again. Listen to me. You are okay. So what? You had a bad experience, but that's not the end of it. You can make a comeback. You can be better. You can do great things. Don't let the past keep creeping up right now in the current, because when you do that, it's once again cementing that self-image of that thing that you failed at, or that thing you weren't good at. You've got to learn to let it go and get you some new experiences. My goodness. Now, I'm not stopping, because here's what I understand about this. Every time you replay that negative thing that happens, you are once again cementing your self-image to be that. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to teach it later on, but I'm going to say this right now. Your mind does not know the difference between what is real and what you imagine. And here's why that's so important, because if you keep imagining the negative things over and over and over again, you keep stamping in your subconscious and on your self-image that negative thing. But if you get you a new experience and imagine some good things and imagine you being all that you desire to be, you begin now to get some new experiences. And now that comfort zone, that high level, is going to begin to expand. And when the high level expands, now you can have more and do more. So I want to encourage you this week. Your call to action is to make friends with yourself. Become your own best friend. And here's the second one. Think good of yourself. Oh, I know. All the experiences weren't good. All the experiences were great. You made some mistakes. You made some boo-boos. Okay, get over it and let's move forward. Start using that creative imagination that God has blessed you with, and start seeing yourself in some good light. Start seeing yourself in a successful way. Start seeing yourself moving forward in good things. And when you begin to do that, your self-image, the way you see yourself, is going to expand, it's going to improve, and you're going to get better. I promise you. I'm telling you, this has been proven out. Psychiatrists and psychologists have proven this out, that this is the way. Remember, I told you a long time ago, I said, you're the architect of your life. What was I saying? I was saying this right here. I said, you need to be the one that determines how your life is going to be. Why? Because you're going to build that life and then you're going to live that life. So once you determine that you're going to have the good life and you see yourself, there it is, having the good life and you experience the good life, it continually goes over and over and over again, the good life. And consequently, it cements a self-image of the good life. And remember what I said from the very beginning, you perform at the level of your self-image. So if I improve my self-image and I expand my self-image, my performance improves and it expands. You have got to begin to do this in order to move up higher. You don't have to stay there, and you don't have to put up with that, and you don't have to tolerate that. It's you, nobody else. It's you. This is all about you. Quit looking to the left, quit looking to the right, look in the mirror and look at you and get it right. Now, listen, I've said a lot. You're going to have to go back and listen to this again. I'm going to go back and listen to this again because when I get inspired, things just come out of me. And so, yeah, I have notes and all that, but I get inspired and things come out of me. And I really believe it's just God speaking through me to help people. So go back and listen to it. Take some good notes. And we're going to stay with this. This is not a one and done deal. We're going to stay with this because I'm working on something and you're working on something and we are working on something to get the best self-image because we understand that our performance runs right in line with our self-image. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I talked a little bit longer today, but I felt it was necessary to get the point across. Do me a favor, if you would, share this with somebody. And as you share this, it's going to help other people and we're all going to be better. But remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. And I, Coach David, I believe in you. I'll see you on next week. Bye.